That day I got off work at 3, my sister lived with me. We went and picked her up. I picked her up at 6. We were on 4th Plain by the VA hospital. She was, what it sounds like was probably going close to 80 is what they're thinking, 70, 80. She crossed 3 lanes of traffic when she hit us and pushed us up into the VA. It happened about 7 p.m. I talked to her mother after, since she's went to prison. She had a drinking problem too, but she was celebrating a new job she was starting that next day. My memory is driving home and being hit. I was knocked unconscious, woke up to my sister's head in my lap. A lot of blood, a lot of ambulance, fire department, a lot of people screaming. Then we went to the hospital and family was called, and I knew she was not going to make it.
The day of the accident, I found out about a promotion that I might be getting at work, and so I was very excited to tell my family, my mom, my dad, my aunt. I tried calling my aunt and she didn't pick up, and I figured it was around the time that she was picking my mom up from work, so I figured they'd just call me back when they got home. My dad called me saying that he was actually going to stay the night at his girlfriend's at the time's house because there was an accident. I ended up getting a call back from him a while after, and he said that my mom and aunt were in a really bad car accident, and the accident he was actually telling me about earlier was their car accident.
911, how can I help you?
Hi, there's been a crash. I'm sure you got
Is this
calls.
at 4th Plain and P Street?
Yes.
Yep, we have police.
I went up to the waiting room and I got up there and there was family and people, and Megan was just sitting there all by herself. And I can remember thinking, I'm a mom, and I can remember thinking, like, she's all by herself. Like, her 2 support people are in really bad shape right now, and she's just sitting there all by herself. And I went and got real cozy, and I was like, I'm not gonna leave your side, but we're gonna get through this together. And I'm not gonna leave you, and I'm not gonna leave Kush, and I'm not gonna leave Kimmy. And that was something that then, from that statement, from that time, became very important to me.
At first it sounded like maybe she was gonna pull through, but the more we kept learning, it was apparent that the brain damage and the injuries to her body were very severe, and it was pretty bad. It was really bad. I ended up having to sign the papers to take my mom off life support. It was just very life-changing, something I never thought I'd see my mom that way, with her head shaved and part of her skull missing, in a hospital bed with, a tube through her mouth, and it was horrible.
I recovered. I was there for 6 days. I had a crushed ankle, broken hip, broken back, brain bleed. Just changed my life. I haven't been able to drive, PTSD. I have severe nightmares at the beginning, trauma, just seeing her bloody face, her not being able to breathe in my lap, screaming her name. She passed away September 24th, 2016.
It definitely made it a lot harder to know that it could have been very preventable. That didn't need to happen. To do it in court and to hear a lawyer try and defend her actions and give explanations, it was really hard.
And I can remember thinking, I will always tell somebody, you do not want to be the reason that somebody's laying in a hospital bed with a bunch of tubes and a shaved head and contraptions on her legs and everything. That moment was caused by somebody.
Just knowing that you struggle on both sides, both lives have changed. The woman who hit us had a 9-year-old son, 8 or 9, and she lost him forever. He went to a different state with his dad and just changed kind of all our lives. It wasn't just mine.
At the very end, after I read my victim's statement, she did mouth and say the words, "I'm sorry," to both me and I believe my aunt too, and that definitely helped all the anger.
My message through this whole process has been drinking and driving shatters lives, and nobody wins. Like, nobody in any of this story, like, by one person's choice, won.
The reason I was driving my sister, she had 2 DUIs herself. And I drove her because her license was suspended. And it's, I always worried my whole life she would, something bad would happen. And it's pretty ironic. She was killed by a drunk driver. She had the issues, but she did quit driving. I did most of all driving for her, so it doesn't pay, ruins lives.
It's more than just a sign. Like, there's a whole lot of story that goes behind a sign that you just say. Because life has to go on, and we've had to learn how to maneuver it. Sometimes it's messy, and other times we've had a lot of good times and laughs, and it's brought us closer together.
Some days are easier than others, and I always wonder, what would my life be like if, my mom was around, and what kind of impacts would she have made in my, younger adult life? And I really miss out on those, and that's all I crave is like that, relationship with my mom when being a younger adult.